Question number 5 in KCSE Mathematics, paper 1, in the paper that was done in December 2022. So, the question asked, simplify this expression. So, the first thing you notice is that the denominator is almost simplified, but the numerator is complex. Therefore, now you first solve this, or you can write the numerator first, everything. So the numerator is 18ax minus 3a minus 4x. 3a plus 4x. So the first thing you notice that you have some brackets you need to open here before you do any other computation. So here you have 18ax minus, so you open this. For those who have just started, maybe let's just open it for you. So you multiply this by the whole of this, then you multiply this by the whole of this. So you have 3a in brackets. Let's delete this so that you don't get confused. So you first solve this area, you can underline and say 3a plus 4x, then minus 4x, you have 3a plus 4x. So this one opens to 3a, 9a squared plus 12ax minus 12ax minus 16x squared. See this. This one. This one cancels out. And negative plus 12ax minus 12ax. So we are teaching at home. Don't worry about some noise you'll hear in the background. But so what you realize that this one cancels out, and you have 9a squared minus 16x squared. There's some people who can just do it directly. When you see a difference of squares, you can solve it. You can convert this into this directly, where you have one minus and the other one is plus, but the values are the same. Now, so this one, you don't need to do all these steps. If you are good from this point, you can go to this directly. I'll just do it to demonstrate. From here, now you already know that you have the numerator is 18ax minus, in brackets, 9a squared minus 16x squared. Alright, so if you open the brackets, you will have 18ax minus 9a squared plus 16x squared. So this is the numerator, and the denominator you have over 3a minus 8x. Now we want to simplify the numerator further. We have already simplified it, but you can simplify it further. So what you notice here is that you have 16x squared, you have ax, and you have a squared. So either of these can be it can be written as ax squared plus bx plus c. So let's start with this positive value. You have 16, the numerator now, 16x squared plus 18ax minus 9a squared. We want to simplify it into ax plus c y plus b, something like this. So what you do is that you take the value of a and c. So our AC is equals to 16 times negative 9. Use your calculator. You'll have 144. Negative 144 because of this negative. Then what is our b? Our b is positive 18. Now, we are looking for two values where these two values, if you add them, they'll give you 18. If you multiply them, they'll give you negative 144. So you can factor this. If you continue factoring, you'll find that you have negative 20, you have 24 actually, and negative 6. These are your factors. Now, so since 24 has more similar values with 16, like there is 8, and in 9 there is 6, you can use this one. So you have 16 x squared plus 24 ax minus 6 ax minus 9 a squared. So these two values and these two values can be factored in. So what is common in this? There is 8x. You have 2x plus 3a, and then 2x plus 3a. You have minus 3a. No, this is sorry. Yeah, it is minus. You have minus 3a. So that if you open it, you have negative 6ax, then minus 9a squared. So you have 8x minus 3a, 2x plus 3a. So this is your numerator, and your denominator was 3a minus 8x. This one is similar to this, but 3a is negative on the numerator, and this is positive, is negative on the denominator. So what about if you multiply the numerator and the denominator with the negative 1, so that you'll have 8x minus 3a 2x plus 3a. So what you can do, we are not actually multiplying, because if we had an equal sign we could multiply. We are not multiplying by negative 1 on either side. What you are saying, we are rearranging this so that this is positive 8x minus 3a. To make it positive, you have to multiply by negative 1. It's just changing the sign, because if you open this bracket, it will be this. So don't ask why we don't have times negative 1 here. Higher. So this one, we cancel it. We cancel this value and this value. So your answer is 2x minus 3a divided by negative 1, which is like any number divided by negative 1 is negative 1. So you have negative 2x plus 3a, which is negative 2x minus 3a. And that is your answer for number 5. Question 6 read, you had this figure, which is a 4-sided figure, so it is a quadrilateral. And So the question had this figure, quadrilateral, and you are asked, you are told, in the quadrilateral ABCD, AD is equals to CD. So AD is equal to CD. So that is 6 centimeters. And BA and BA is equals to BC, 12 centimeters each. Angle ADC, angle ADC is equals to 300 degrees. Oh, yeah. Inside this quadrilateral, I was wondering how they could read ADC, yet it is not. Inside this quadrilateral, the angle is 300 degrees. And now you are asked to calculate, correct to 2 decimal places, the area of the quadrilateral ABCD, this area. So the first thing you notice is that you have two triangles. Triangles are 3-sided. So if we decided to connect here, so you will have this triangle and we will have a bigger triangle. So our answer would be is the area of the big triangle minus the area of the small triangle. So we could, let's first find this because you already have the degree. We have this is 300, therefore here, this one is 60 degrees. So area of triangle ACD is equals to, remember we have a formula when you have the angle and you have 2 sides. There is a formula in your tables that reads the area of a triangle is half AB, so 6 times 6 times sine 60 degrees. We want to be precise, you can use the calculator sign, but for this one, let's use SADS. We know that when you have an equilateral triangle and this side is 2, and this is 1 and 1, so it is equilateral triangle. Here it is 60 degrees, and this is 90, this is 30 because you have split it. Now, sine, you say SOHCAHTOA, you remember? Opposite of a hypotenuse. So sine 60 degrees is equals to opposite, use Pythagoras theorem. You have 1 and you have 2. So this one, a squared plus b squared is equals to c squared. Therefore, a squared is equals to 2 squared minus 1 squared. 2 squared is 4, minus 1 squared is 3. So this is the square root of 3. I hope you understand. Sine 60 is equals to opposite sine 3 over hypotenuse. You can also master this, but I was just doing this to demonstrate how you find this. Now, so you have a half times 36. A half times 6 times 6 is equals to 2, 1, 3. So you have 18, 3, 2, or 9 square root of 3. So you can find this in a calculator, but you can just leave it at this point first and say it is centimeters squared. So that now we can find the area of this. Remember, these are like, it is called Hero's formula, where the area is equals to square root of s minus a, s minus b, s minus c, s minus b, s minus c, and s is equals to half the perimeter. So when you use this formula, you are also able to do this mathematics very well. Remember that you have this triangle and this. So you can use this formula to find the area of the big triangle and the small triangle. Yeah, and you will get that answer. Maybe we can try, yeah? Let's do it together. I had not planned to do it, but let's do it so that we can cross-check the answers and check whether it is true. So the S for the big triangle, the S here, 12 plus 6, that should give you 24 to 30. That is 30 divided by 2, which is 15. What about S for the small one? For the small triangle is equals to 6 times 3, 18 divided by 3. 18 divided by 2, sorry, you have 9. Now the area of the big triangle, which was, I don't remember the letters here. I think ABC. ABC is equals to the square root of 15 times 15 minus 12, 3. 15 minus 12, 3. 15 minus 6, 9. So you have square root of, so 1545 times 5. Today I'm short of my calculator, I'm using my laptop here. Bear with me. So 15 times 27, times 81, 12, 15. This is 12, 15. So the square root $34.85, 69, or you can say 6 centimeters squared. Then area of ADC is equals to square root of 9 times 9 times minus 6 is equals to 3 times 3 times 3. Your answer is 9 times 3. Okay, 3 times 3 is 9. 27 times 9 times 3 is 81 times 3, 243. The square root of 243 is square root of 243 is 15.59 centimeter squared. Okay, subtract now difference or area of quad. A, B, C, D is given as 34 minus 86 minus 15 5.59. Oh, we must have been wrong somewhere, because it can't be less than 4 times. What went wrong? But you can subtract just to cross check. So let's pause and cross check. So I found a marking scheme somewhere, and I found the marking scheme had assumed that since the linear scale factor is twice as long as the length, or the height, what do you say, the side AB is twice as long as AD, and these two. But the assumption is that when the area is twice, if there is some linear scale factor, then we can also find the area. But remember, these two share one side. Therefore, these are not similar. Similarity would be if this triangle is like this and the other triangle is like this. These are similar because each side is being enlarged. So we conclude that the first method was wrong. Okay? And I will deliberately post it so that you don't make the same mistake. Okay? So we have two triangles. One is ABC, which has 12 and 12. So we have said that, so if this is 300, then the remainder here is 60 degrees. And since these are equal, therefore this is also 60. And which means this is also 6 centimeters. Therefore, now we can find the area of two triangles. One is 12, 12, and 6. And the other one is 6, 6, 6. Now, this is AB, A, C, and B. We have used the Hero's formula that says that you have the square root of S, Hero's formula. Square root of S, S minus A, S minus B, S minus C. Okay? Where S is equals to half the perimeter, So the perimeter of this is 30. Half of it is 15. So you have 15 times 15 minus 12 is 3 times 12 times 3. Then times 15 minus 6 is 9. So you have the square root of this. This is the area of the big triangle. The area of the small triangle, you can use the same method, or you can use a half times 6. So you have this is 60 degrees times 6 times 6 times sine 60. degrees. You can use your calculator or you can use the third form, which is this is 18 square root of 3 over 2. We had demonstrated this. If you use your calculator again to solve this, you have 9 square root of 3, which is this answer actually. This one, 15.59 centimeter squared. Now I'm going to post the wrong formula so that you can know why it is wrong. You know, I want you to know why this is right and why it is. So this is right because you can use different methods to find the answer. You can also confirm these answers using the formula I have a base times height. You can use the Pythagoras theorem to find the hypotenuse here and for these two. Okay, so let me see your comments whether they are correct. If they are not, you can do it again to demonstrate here. When you are revising, try to do with all methods. Use the most common formula, a half base times height for all. Then use this sign method and use this also, so that you can understand the questions more. And when you do again with all the methods, now you can know which one you are more. So the next question, question 7, read, a watch loses 8 seconds every hour. So time lost is 8 seconds per hour. It was set to read correct time at 1100 hours on Sunday. Today is actually Sunday. So it was set 00 hours on Sunday. And you're asked, determine the time in a 12-hour clock system. Remember, 1100 hours is 24-hour clock system. In a 12-hour clock system where you have AM or PM, that the watch will show on the following Thursday, when the correct time is, so on Thursday, at 0500 hours. So what time will it show at Thursday 05? This is like 5 a.m. and this is 11 a.m. Now, what you are supposed to determine is the number of hours that are between Sunday 11:00 hours and Thursday 05:00 hours. And then you multiply each hour by 8 seconds to know how many seconds, how many minutes, or how many hours were lost. Therefore, now let's do this. Let's come from Sunday 11:00 hours until Wednesday 11:00 hours. How many hours are there? How many days? Sunday to Monday, then to Tuesday to Wednesday. Those are 3 days. Times 24. That is 72 hours. Then you have Wednesday to Thursday. So from Wednesday 11:00 hours to Thursday 05:00 hours. So you have 11 up to 11:00 hours until midnight, which is 24. Then you have 05. So here you have 5 hours from midnight to 5 a.m. and here you subtract 24 minus midnight. 24 minus 11, you will have 13 hours plus. So this one is 18 hours. So 18 plus 72. So hours lost is equals to 72 plus 18, which is 90 hours were actually lost. Not really lost. The time between Sunday 11:00 hours and Thursday 05:00 hours is 90 hours. Then time lost. So time lost is equals to 8 seconds times 90, which should give you 8 times 9 should be 72, 720 seconds. Then you divide by 60 to know how many minutes were lost. You have 12 minutes were lost. Now, the correct time on Thursday is 5:00. Now you subtract, because losing, that means losing means it is behind, not ahead, because it has lost. So you subtract 12 here from this. So 05:00 minus 12. You are subtracting. Remember, even when it is in hours, this is not the normal subtraction of 100. So you can borrow 1, you have 4, it becomes 60. 6, you have 6 here because it is 60 minutes. So 60 minutes divided by minus 12, or you have 5, carry 1. So you have 8, and this is 48. And then 5 hours. Writing in a 12-hour system is 5 point, not pointer. It is 5:48 a.m. So our watch, or is it our clock? Our watch has lost 12 minutes. Therefore, while the correct time is 5 a.m., our watch will show 5:48 a.m. The other question, which we are going to solve very fast, is about excuse me, about a lorry This is number 8. So a lorry left town A for town B. So you have 2 towns, A and B. Then you have a lorry left and maintain an average speed of 50. So lorry speed is equals to 50 kilometers per hour. And a car left town A for B 42 minutes later. So you have a car. So it left time 42 minutes later. And maintained a speed of 80. So speed is equals to 80 kilometers per hour. This is equals. Then, at the time the car arrived in town B, the lorry had 25 kilometers to town B. So what we are told is that the car arrived here ahead of the lorry. When the car arrived, the lorry was around 25 kilometers to town B. So determine the distance between town A and B. So let's assume these towns are x kilometers apart, and you are asked about to find the value of x. Now we can use this information that we have. So first we say so the distance is x, and we want to determine, so let's determine the distance the lorry had covered by the time the car was getting to this point. So before the car left, distance covered by the lorry before the car left was it is 42 over 60 times, what is distance? We say speed is equals to distance over time. So time is equals to distance times speed. So we have distance times speed, you have times x. No. Distance times speed. So actually, let's redo it. So so the speed is this. So what is the time the car took for the whole journey? So we say speed is equals to distance over time. So what is time? Time is equals to distance over speed. So it is x over 8, and time is in hours. So this is the time that the car took to cover the whole journey. But in this time, the lorry had already moved some for 42 seconds. So it had covered some distance. Then we want to know how much distance it covered, and then what maybe remained. We equate with the 25, yeah? So, okay, when you add this plus 25, it should give you x. That is the logic behind it. So let's go to the lorry. Lorry, the distance it had covered, distance is equals to speed times time. So speed is 50 kilometers per hour times time, 42 over 60. So this is the distance. The distance the lorry had covered in those 42 seconds. Then, so what is the distance it then covered within that time? Within the time both the car and the lorry were moving, we can say distance for the lorry is equals to speed times time. We already have the denotation for time, so we assume the speed is 50 kilometers per hour times x times over 80. Then, so this is distance 1, distance 2, and distance 3. The small distance now remaining, which is got to 25 kilometers. So the total distance covered by the lorry is equals to 50 times 42 over 60 plus 50 x over 8 plus 25. Okay? Yeah. So we are looking at x, or the question requires us to determine the distance between a and x, a and b, sorry. So this is x, to find x kilometers. So we have found the speed of the lorry. We are given the speed of the car and the time before the car started, which is 42 minutes. So the time that the car took was x over 80. Yeah, x is the distance over 80, because we have speed is equals to distance. Speed is equals to distance over time. Therefore, time is equals to distance over speed. And this is what you have. So the lorry, so we have the lorry, the distance that now estimating x in. Okay, we are expressing the distance between x and between A and B in two different ways. First, in terms of x, so this is x, and also in terms of what the lorry covered, which is 50 times the distance is 50 times x over 80, the time. So distance is equal to speed over time. Speed times time. So we multiply. We have this, the first part, before the car started moving. Then alongside the car, so the car is moving and the lorry is moving. So what distance did the lorry cover, which is 50x over 80, then plus 25 kilometers that was remaining. So now we have distance 1, which is x, and we also have this expressing the same distance. Now we can equate the two and say this, we can you have x is equals to, so this is equals to, so you have this is 0 because of 1, 2021 over 6 plus 50 over 80, this is 5 over 8 x plus 25. Okay, so we can take this is 210. We can divide more further. Oh, we also had a chance to divide here in 1 and 70. So you have x is equals to 70x. So suppose we divided at this point, and this is 7, so that this is 35. So 6 enters here. How many times? 6 enters here. This is 6 in 21 enters there, the time because of 18. Then you have 5. Oh, we would have made a mistake. So it is better to divide at this point. So if we divided at this point, we would have omitted this and written instead 7 or 35 over nothing. So you can proceed. You can take this to one side and this to the other. So x minus 5 over 8, x is equals to 35 minus 25. So you have over 8x is equals to 10. So times 8 over 3 times 8 over 3. So x is equals to 80 over 3. So this is to say that the distance is 80 over 3, which when you divide, you have 2, then 2, then you have 6, and 2 over 3 kilometers. Okay? Yes. So this is how you solve. Oh no, we have missed somewhere. Forget about that. Well, so today I think we decided to make mistakes because 35 plus 25, this is not a negative. Yeah, you remember? So it is good. It is good we are making some of these mistakes so that we also learn that mistakes are inevitable. However, we should try as much as possible to minimize the mistakes. So if you add this, you have 60. So if you have 60, this answer should be 60 times 80. 6 times 8, that should be 48 for 80. So you add 4 here. And so the answer should be 48 divided by 3. That answer is divisible by 3. Therefore, you have 1, carry 1, then 6. You have 160 kilometers. I hope you can see that. This is the distance between A and B. So maybe let me just repeat and highlight a little very fast. So the speed of the lorry is 50 kilometers per hour. The speed of the car is 80 kilometers per hour. The lorry leaves town A at some time. Then the car leaves 42 minutes later. And all are heading towards town B. Now, the time the car took can be estimated as x over 8, which is the distance over the speed. So this is the time taken, hours. Now we can use that one to calculate the distance the lorry has covered in that time. We have this time, but here we don't have time, we have the distance. So we want to estimate the entire distance. If we get this distance, we can add to this. So we say distance covered in this period is you have speed is equals to distance over time. So distance is equals to speed times time. Okay, so we multiplied this time, 42 minutes, 42 divided by 60, so that we work with hours. 42 over 60 times 50, which is the speed of the lorry, and this is the distance covered in this time, 42 minutes. Then we proceed and find the distance covered in this period. We have 50 again, the speed times time. We have 50 kilometers per hour times x over 8, which is 50 x over 8. Then we add 25. Then we equate these to x. Others would at this point they would say, I don't know whether you will see, but let me write here. Let me delete something here so that I hope you will see well. Others would say that 50 times 42 over 60 plus 80 plus 50x over 80 is equals to x minus 25. Why? Because this distance is equals to x minus 25 kilometers. So we have just found this, and we already have the value of this whole distance, which is x. But for me, I just said, let me add everything on one side and finally say it is equals to. And it is no different because it is the same as saying x minus 25 is equals to, so that you can also bring this to this side and it becomes plus 25 and you delete this. Okay, so it is not different. What you should learn in mathematics is that mathematics is a little bit flexible. And that is why in high school, the teachers follow your steps. It is impossible to have all students write everything the same that is alike to another student. Therefore, it is important to understand the concept. For example, this question can be twisted. You can be asked about the relative distance, relative speed. There are times if they live at the same time, or by the way, if the car leaves 42 seconds later, you could be asked, at what point did the two meet? Okay, at what point did the car meet the lorry? It must be some distance before here, because at this point, when the lorry got to this point, the car was already here, and the car, remember, left late. So you could also be asked at what point they met. Okay, that one we will see in another video. I'm going to link you to another video. So for now, we are just focusing on exactly the papers, the KCSE questions, but we are going to go deeper and show similar questions as what was done. You can also use your KCSE made familiar. It has similar questions on this topic, and try to figure out how do you answer this question, how do you answer this, how do you answer this question. So far we have done 8 questions. So that is half of the part 1, which has 16 questions. How do you see it so far? That KCSE was very easy, pretty easy. Paper 1. Actually, paper 1 you should get everything. Or at least, I don't know, just gauge yourself and try to check some of the questions that you would guarantee yourself. This one was worth 3 marks, and you do very fast. So when it is worth 3 marks, it means you have 3 minutes to do it. Okay, remember the paper, you have around 100 marks in 2 hours, in 120 minutes. Cover every mark within 1 minute, so that you have 20 minutes to revise or to concentrate on the hard questions. Yeah, thank you.